We are back in Final Fantasy XIV for the patch 5.2 content, which is called... I forgot. I forgot what it's called. Hold on. I'm looking it up on my laptop over here. The tab was not open. It is called Echoes of a Fallen Star, Final Fantasy XIV patch 5.2. Playable content, quests, new main scenario quests have been added. And the first such quest is here in the Rising Stones. I started this a little earlier, but I got sidetracked on a quest from Flamon, which Toturu directed me to. In caring for the Scions, we've made more than a few new allies. I'm sure they'll be of use in the future once everyone is back safe and sound. We already talked to all of these folks. Let's just start. I have nothing else to say as a preamble. I went through my gear stuff before. I've upgraded my gear. My item level is 443 now. I've done the Alliance raid, copied factory. It's been about a week since I did the 5.1 patch stuff, so let's start. Old enemies, new threats. Kryl is glad for your return, though it remains to be seen if she has glad tidings to share. Our friends are dying. Will they be saved? Oh, no voice acting. Tiof, my, what a pleasant surprise. If you've come to inquire after the Archons, fear not. Master Matoya's treatment has proven effective in stabilizing their corporeal ether. We mustn't grow complacent, however. Potent though these magics may be, they are not without limits. We can only hope they afford us enough time for the Crystal Exarch to complete his work. If only we could go with you. If only we could go with you to the first, and help. I think I heard my dog barking. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Pardon the interruption, but I come bearing urgent news. Who's this? Ah, Tiof, it has been far too long, my friend. It's Maxima, from the End of Stormblood. Hello. Forgive me, I don't believe we have been formally introduced. Maxima, former Garlean ambassador. I remain here in Eorzea under the auspices of Commander Alden, offering what counsel I can in the hopes of resolving the present conflict with the Empire. Oh. Ah, yes, I have heard stories of a defector from Garlemald, but never mind that. You said you have urgent news? Indeed, as you may have heard, the Imperial capital is in turmoil, and a sizable portion of the Garlean forces have been recalled from the Gimlet Dock. With their numbers so greatly diminished, the main host of the Alliance has withdrawn, leaving the Alamegan resistance to keep watch over the border. And it is there we have welcomed a most unexpected visitor who claims that this de-escalation may belie growing dangers and unforeseen threats. Oh. Commander Alden has arranged for an impromptu meeting to discuss these revelations. He has also requested a representative of the Scions attend as well, though it was clear to whom he wished I extend this invitation. It would seem time is of the essence. Well, you'll not be attending this meeting alone. Though I am not as well versed in the affairs of city-states as our comrades, I see no reason to burden a single scion with all this. Yes, of course. Then we must make for the Alamegan Quarter with all haste. Well, what are you waiting for? Get going, you two! I'll stay here. Good day, everyone. Everyone, do your goodbye emotes. Hold down the fort, Toturu. Don't worry about the others. I'll keep an eye on them while you and Kryl are away. You needn't concern yourself with the affairs here in Eorzea. All right. I will not. The Alamegan Quarter. I have teleportation magics to take me right there. I feel like the only reason they give you money as a reward for these quests is to pay for all the teleporting you do all over the place. Hey, Ariol? Oh, right. You're not from around here. Can't imagine what call you'd have to chat with me, but by all means, if you've got something to ask, ask away. Oh, well, what do you do here? I'm just passing through on my way to an important meeting. What are you doing here? That's the question, isn't it? Now that we're free, what are we peregrines? Well, former peregrines, I reckon. What are we to do with ourselves? That's what some of the Garleans call an, means foreigner or some such. Can you believe that? I was a foreigner in my own bloody homeland. But no longer, we're free at last, and those imperial whore sons are dead or in chains. Who's the real peregrine now, eh? Oh, you got kind of angry there at the end. This here's the Alamegan Quarter, a residential district and the newest bit of the capital. Though don't misunderstand, new doesn't mean good or anything like that. The closer you live to the royal palace, the more favored you are. So we poor bastards who the Garleans forced to live all the way out here are the lowest of the low, not more than chattel in their eyes. We were only fit for manual labor in the eyes of the Imperials, poor as dirt and expendable. Who was to mourn if we got crippled or died doing dangerous work, eh? I tell you, though, while we may have won our freedom, there's still plenty of work to be done. Much of it the same back-breaking sort, even. But at least we'll be doing it for ourselves and for Alamigo. Well, I'm sorry to have disturbed your reverie there. That person seems like they're very angry about things and stuff. That's not a door I can walk through. How do we get out of this place? I haven't been here in 4 years. I don't know where I'm going or how to get around. Let's just walk casually through the streets of Alamigo. Or, wait, what is the name of this city, anyway? This is the Alamegan Quarter of what? What is this the Alamegan Quarter of? I don't know. Hey, there's a lookout point that I missed up here. I feel a compulsion to go get that. Even though there's literally no reason for me to do so. Wait, how do I I can't get off my chocobo here. This is a disaster. How do I get it? How do I do it? Oh, I see. I get up here and then I jump down. Oh, this is gonna be a nightmare. I did it! Yay! I'm the greatest ever at Final Fantasy XIV. Okay, let's move on at a precipitous rate. I'm here, finally. I had to stop off and talk to the locals. Much has changed since the first time we set foot in this city. Now we strive to preserve their freedom rather than reclaim it. But we've no time to reminisce. We mustn't keep the commander waiting. Well, we could talk to some of these other people. Whatever. Commander Alden awaits us in the Royal Palace, if you would follow me. I'm not sure I remember who Commander Alden is. Are they talking about Raubon? Oh. It's him.
They're here, Commander.
And I, for one, am grateful that they are. Told you've been busy since our paths last crossed at the Gimlet Dark. Not that I understand half of it. When the Scions spoke of other worlds, I struggled to describe what I pictured. Mayhap things would seem clearer were I to hear the tale from your own lips. But I'm afraid the situation will not afford us that luxury. I trust you two require no introduction.
Yeah, I beat him down at the end of A Realm Reborn.
We meet again, hero of Eorzea.
Arrgh.
Must we repeat this ridiculous display? I pose no threat to you, though what I come to warn you of very well might.
Had he meant to do us harm, I hazard he would have kept to the shadows, and brought more than 2 companions. We need not pretend to be the best of friends, but I hope we can put aside our differences for the present.
Okay. Just for now.
As you are doubtless aware, Sir Estinian and I cooperated to rid the world of Black Rose in your absence.
Thanks.
Our journey together took us as far as the Imperial Palace, where we witnessed Emperor Varus meet his death at Xenos' hand. Being the sole witnesses to this crime, and in no position to defend our innocence, we were then forced to flee, each pursuing his own avenue of escape. When we were later reunited, Estinian claimed to have encountered an unfamiliar kind of machina during his flight, but to me his description seemed anything but, and upon further investigation I found that I was right. The Empire is developing a new Ultima weapon.
Oh, another one?
What, that Alamegan monstrosity, created to vanquish primals? With which you yourself once thought to conquer Eorzea?
The same. In my foolishness, I sought to harness its power, and became the Ascian's pawn in so doing. But you know as well as I how that tale ended. The weapon itself, excavated from beneath this very city, was destroyed ere we could fully unravel its secrets, and that should have been the end of it. But unlikely as it sounds, the Empire's efforts to recreate it have somehow borne fruit, primarily through secret research conducted by the 7th Imperial Legion, it would seem.
Wait, the 7th was all but annihilated at Cartano, along with its legatus.
Indeed, few survived. The 7th, as it is now, has little in common with the Legion led by Vandarnus, and its leadership has changed hands several times since. Precisely how this project has continued despite such turmoil, and under whose auspices, remains a mystery. What we do know, however, is that a number of prototypes have been produced, and that one of them is on its way to Eorzea.
Well, that's not good. We gotta stop that. Arrgh.
We attempted to stop it, but it was all we could do to slow its progress, so we resolved instead to bring you warning.
And right glad are we that you did. though it soundly dashed our hopes that tensions might ease at last.
As it is, we've begun to strengthen our presence in the Gimlet Dark, and are assembling a force to meet the coming threat. A force with you in its vanguard, I hope.
I missed the whole Gimlet Dark story, because I skipped ahead from 4.3 to the beginning of Shadowbringers, so I don't know what the deal is with the Gimlet Dark.
Before you say anything, I know full well you have pressing concerns of your own. Your comrades remain in peril, and I would not ask you to forsake them. But the fact remains that you and you alone have faced the Ultima weapon and emerged victorious. We need you.
So you're asking me to sacrifice my companions, then?
And so, when the time comes, if your comrades can spare you, I bid you lend us your strength. I've assigned an officer to await your word.
That's me.
The Ascian's downfall was to be the work of my remaining days. But it was my hand that kindled these flames, and I cannot allow them to spread any further. I will do what I must to see this mistake consigned to history once and for all. Even if it means begging your aid. The Fates will enjoy the irony, even as I endure the ignominy.
I've got such an angry face. Angry, skeptical face. Rrr, I don't believe you. You yucky Empire dude.
I too shall make for the border and offer my skills, meager though they seem in such company. Mayhap we shall meet there anon.
Though we can ill afford to ignore the coming of a new Ultima weapon, our friends' plight grows ever more precarious, and none save you can join them in the first. I only hope you are not forced to make a choice.
Oh, that would be a great story moment, though, if we did have to choose. Oh, that would be awesome if we could somehow choose. I mean, they wouldn't be able to do this in an MMORPG, but if this was a single-player game, that would be a great story decision to have to make to save our friends or stop the Ultima weapon, and depending on which one we chose, that affected the game from then on. That would be a pretty cool decision point. But I have a feeling it's not gonna do that. As ever, the way forward is paved with difficult decisions. Why are we looking this way? Oh, we're looking at the Resistance officer. We can ill afford to ignore the threat of a new Ultima weapon, but with each passing day, the plight of the Scions grows ever more perilous. If you cannot stay for a debriefing on the Ultima weapon, I will not stop you. I only ask that you confer with me before returning to the first. Huh. This is interesting. What is the deal here? There's a new thing to unlock here. Oh, is this like a new dungeon or something? It's a dungeon unlock. It's an optional dungeon? I'm confused. Well, I'm gonna stop and eat some lunch, because I'm confused and I don't know what to do.